Today we're checking out private internet access, putting into my 2.0 tier list system, the most accurate VPN ranking system on the web right now. Now we did formally review PIA at the 1.0 system, and it did pretty well. So we're going to be taking a look and seeing if it can hold up to the new standards here. Already kind of going through the rankings and doing the review before even filming it. It's looking pretty good here for PIA, so that is good to see. They will need some improvement, some things, and some things kind of might be deal breakers for some people. So stay tuned to figure out if this is the right product for you. Now, guys, I always recommend people to use probably the best VPNs out there, and those are going to be S tier ranked on 2.0 system. So you can see what VPNs those are by going to the tier list, vpntierlist.com, click on 2.0, and use an S tier VPN. These are the best combination of pricing, speed, streaming compatibility, and privacy as well. So check out those VPNs if PIA doesn't manage to get S tier. So here we go right away. Let's check it out right now. If we're looking at pricing, PIA does pretty good. It is able to get under $10. And the 1 year price of $40 is very affordable. 2 years is going to be $80 because you just buy 2 years of the 1 year bundle. 3 years is only $80, which is an insanely good price. So there's also a 30-day refund policy, which is good too. You can see that right here. And if we're looking at known price increases, I don't think there's a price increase. There's no asterisk or anything like that saying there is. So as of right now, it doesn't look like it. And we do see 10 plus simultaneous connections right here. And we're looking for 8, so 10 is good enough. Really, the only thing that private internet access is missing out on is that affordable 6th month option. We don't see that here, which is definitely a little bit of a bummer. And we do see a timer here. We do not like timers. They're kind of push consumers to making a purchase decision too quick. A lot of times they are fake and just cookie generated, and the timer is not actually a real sale. This one could be real. It's based on more of like an 11-day timer, so it could be real. A lot of timers out there that are used by VPNs are more like 9-hour timers that just refresh every day. So it's hard to say, but even so, I'm not even going to bother looking into if this is a legit timer or not, because I don't like timers at all anyways. It's just the standard we have here for honest consumer pricing, and we don't like to see a timer there. So besides that, in the 6 month private internet access, actually not too bad. It's always been a pretty affordable VPN. Unfortunately, this timer could be something related to them being purchased by Cape. Some of those tactics like CyberGhost use are like these timers. So that is kind of disappointing to see here integrated with the new pricing system. All right, guys, so take a look at private internet access as application. I definitely think it's one of the best ones out there. It is just really good in terms of UI. I mean, look at this cool kind of pull down usage stuff. It has quick setting support. This is really cool. I haven't really seen that many VPNs do this before. Really nice. You could easily switch the theme. You can see connection options. You can have a snooze feature. But if you go into the settings themselves, they have pretty much every single thing we're looking for. They have WireGuard, kill switches, ad blocking, like I said, port forwarding, dedicated IP support as well, automation, split tunneling, multi-hop, obfuscation options, SOCKS 5 proxy. They are pretty much the only app so far, and pretty much even on the 1.0 tier list that has almost, or we could just say, a perfect application. So if you guys are looking for the best application with no stops, this is the one to go to. It's a good example of how you can have a privacy-friendly application and not have any sacrifices for anything that anyone would want to do eventually. A lot of VPNs out there like Molvad or IVPN make excuses for their privacy branding, saying we don't want to put in dedicated IPs. We don't want to do this or that because it sacrifices the anonymity or privacy of a user. But people know what dedicated IPs are for. They do sacrifice a little anonymity for convenience. If you want a specific IP to do specific things, that is a good trade-off. So, an application like this, it's going to give you all the privacy and controls, but it's not going to have any trade-offs of security or customization. It's just honestly one of the best applications out there, no question about. All right, guys, we are now doing a live speed test. You can see you are connected. Always make sure to watch live speed tests. We do like to see VPNs between that 700 to 800 range because that is like the maximum VPNs can do nowadays. I do have a gig connection, so 20% decrease or so is perfect and very fast for a VPN, and that's exactly what we're seeing from PIA. Most VPNs that support WireGuard are able to maintain these speeds nowadays. We have seen kind of homogenization of VPN speeds with the WireGuard protocol, and a lot of VPNs are just kind of having that network capacity nowadays, and that's what we see here from PIA. So very good job here. All right, guys, now we are testing out PIA again with torrenting, and since we did see like that 73 megabits per second area, we're going to be looking for that 73 megabytes a second here, almost around 70 megabytes a second. Right now we're kind of fluctuating between 50 and 70, which is still very good. Going up to 60, 70 right there, and that's perfect. We're looking for high speeds, and PIA for the most part is delivering. Right now we're kind of fluctuating between 60 and 70, which is normal though, and pretty good. So overall, no complaints here with the speeds. Seeing that 60-70 range, which is very, very good. Overall, not bad. So guys, what about private internet access's privacy audit section? Well, it does good in some ways, in other ways not so much. It has two-factor authentication, as you can see from the account page. It also has cool other extra complementary privacy add-ons like Identity Guard, which seems to be included within Smart DNS, which is nice. And we also see other services like you could get an email, like some kind of cloud service bundled in or some kind of add-on there. And also antivirus, which is cool as well. So definitely they got that covered in terms of that. However, if we take a look at some other things like the blacklight test, private internet access is 2 ad trackers, 2 third-party cookies, and it is still using Google Analytics. And if we look at the Exodus test, we do see better results here. 0 trackers on Android, but a somewhat high permission count. Could be lower there. Good to see 0 trackers though. So it is more disappointing to see that they couldn't pass the blacklight test, having no ad trackers and using open source privacy friendly analytics instead of Google Analytics. Now, private internet access kind of has an interesting reputation as well, going into the other aspects of the privacy audit, in that they did kind of prove to be a no logging VPN multiple times in the past, which is a good thing. But they also have been purchased and reorganized in terms of the company ownership, which is something we are looking for in the privacy audit. We want a VPN that's been owned by the same VPN holding company the entire time, not changed hands, and that's what has happened with Cape. They bought private internet access to a lot of people didn't like this. They sold for around $100 million, and they're going to be paying off debt for PIA as well. And Cape has been scooping up more and more VPNs, most recently ExpressVPN, which also upset a lot of people because Cape does kind of have ties as a former company to being more related to adware and some of those things before they were a privacy company. They were used to be called Crossrider. So a lot of people don't like that, and it's definitely a ding in the reputational kind of score in the privacy audit. That said, private internet access doesn't collect any logs, so at least there's that. So guys, I had previously filmed a segment doing the final part of the review and everything, but it turned out I had made a slight mess up. I had to re-edit and relist the video. Turns out I missed some of the servers here in the client that are specifically optimized for streaming, and when I did test those out after a user suggestion, I was able to get all the streaming services working, which is excellent. So that went ahead and put private internet access into A tier. Right around here, right next to Movad, we could reload and see the new rankings right here. If you want to help support the channel, click on this to visit private internet access. This will take you to the review. But anyways, back to the final scoring. We saw a pretty good performance here from private internet access. The only thing they're really missing is faster customer support times under 1 hour. There's not really much to be said about the company acquisition. That is kind of never able to be changed, but that is just one point. We also would like to see better blacklight performance, open source analytics, application was pretty much perfect, and a little bit of pricing improvements, more options for 6 months, and take away all these marketing timers. And then if you did that, private internet access would be pretty much the perfect VPN. Overall, very solid. You know, some of you might not want to purchase this due to the acquisition of Cape. It's kind of up to you. But here on the channel, we review things objectively and let you know what is going on with the product as an entire whole, not just a piece to show you, you know, specific narrative. So there we go. There's objective score of private internet access. Quite a decent product. Good streaming, good application, good speeds, and good pricing as well. So there you go. So yeah, thanks for watching the review, guys. Sorry this part got a little scuffed here at the end. I just had to re-edit and kind of reorganize things around just to keep things honest and up to date for you guys here on the channel. All right, guys, see you on the next video very soon.